Well, hello and welcome everybody. Today we have a very special announcement for you coming from the boys at SFR GT Challenge. This is the race that was live streamed earlier today. We obviously ran into some audio issues, but I've got that fixed. So let's go and see what the guys at SFR have to announce. This was a pre-recorded meeting with them earlier today, just after the race finished, but very important announcement to make. So here we go. All right, hello, welcome everybody. You are watching Demo and Garage. Today I have with me the guys from the newly formed SFR GT Challenge. They're from the teams you probably recognise: Stronger Together Racing, Rockafella Racing, and Full Attack Motorsports. I've got Rocky first up with me to just explain what the announcement is and get us all excited for the future. So thanks for joining us, Rocky. What is it you want to tell us? And
Yes. Yes, thanks for having us, Josh. I want to announce to everybody out there that we are officially starting a league. SFR GT Challenge is up on Facebook right now. And it's going to be, our same causes that we: chronic pain, anxiety, and depression, Rockafella Racing, as you mentioned, STR, Stronger Together Racing, and FAMS, Full Attack Motorsports. And I'm going to kick it over to my partner, Dan, who's also with us, to give you a breakdown of the league.
Hey guys, I'm Dan Klein, Full Attack Motorsports. We are super excited to be able to share this with you. Like Rocky said, we're going to be starting the SFR GT Challenge. We're actually going to start racing in late January with a brief preseason before. Registration is open now. If you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/SFR GT Challenge, you can sign up, provide your information for what car, what numbers, all that wonderful stuff, and we'll get you sorted. We'll let you know at some point after registration closes on December 21st. It's going to be a 10-round season, all real-world tracks. A lot of fun. The eligible car lists and all the other info you need, including sporting regulations, are available on our page now, and we're actually going to have the livery guide available shortly.
awesome. So are the teams as well open for new people to join? Is free reign there as well?
I know FAMS is currently recruiting new members. We actually had a new gentleman make his first couple of laps with us tonight. Old friend of mine, he's going to start racing with us. But yeah, the more the merrier. If you seem to fit into our structure, we'd be glad to have you. But also, we're welcoming new teams into the league. It's not just going to be SFR or STR, RR, and FAMS. We're going to have a few other teams running alongside us as well.
Cool. That sounds like it's going to be action-packed. And did you have anything to add, Rocky?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, piggyback on what Dan had mentioned. We will be doing teams at Rockafella Racing, STR, Stronger Together Racing. They are open. We are open as well. You just find this on our Facebook, and we will be recruiting. And that's about it, man. We really appreciate you giving us the time here and broadcasting our streams. And hashtag stay strong. Hashtag never give up.
No worries, guys. It's a pleasure to be on board with you guys. Very noble cause as well. And yeah, I can't wait to see what action you guys put on for us. We'll be streaming it obviously for the world, but it's going to be some interesting races in the new year, that's for sure.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Josh. We appreciate everything.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. It's great to be here. We're really happy to have finally hit escape velocity, to be here with this new league we've wanted to do for a while, supporting these same great causes, and it's going to be great to have you along for the ride.
Not you guys as well. I do appreciate you having me along, but we are just moments away now from the race starting. I'm going to commentate that for you. So thank you to everyone that is here who watches us. Don't forget to share and like the streams, and let your friends know if any of them would like to get in contact with us. Great community around us as well if they need some support. So there's always that on hand. But anyway, we're not too far away from the action. Stay tuned. It's going to be great. See you soon. So yes, that was the announcement earlier on with both Rocky and Daniel from Rockafella Racing and Full Attack Motorsports respectively. But we do have a motor race to get underway, and it was all fought at the Le Mans circuit. So without further ado, let's get into the action, and I'll be calling it all from the booth. My name is Josh, this is Demo and Garage, and welcome everybody. There is the grid all lined up, ready to go. Catch taking first spot from Q Racer, 2 Red Die, Goof in 4th, Death Sice, Nollywall, Kingy, Sebastro in 8th, and yeah, that's our top 8. The start is now waiting. I will just let you know there was sound issues for the first 30 seconds, but they will pop back in, so don't adjust your volume just yet. But we are waiting now for the lights to go. And there we're off in racing. I think Goof there in the Viper had a little bit of an issue, but it looks like Catch is now leading the pack down into turn number 1. Q Racer taking second, 2 Red Die takes third spot now as they come around turn number 1 into the Dunlop chicane. Catch is going to lead us off, taking the first corner nicely through it, and then he's going to head up over the Dunlop Bridge, and he's leading the pack very nicely there. You can see Catch has already got himself almost 1 second of lead as we come through the S's now and then head onto the back straight. You can see Death Sice there just being under pressure from Nollywall. Nollywall's not giving up at all, but it looks like the rest of the pack has gotten through nice and cleanly, so that's always good to see. And SFR never disappoint. But big action now. It's going to be slipstream for everyone as they hit the Mulsanne straight. Death Sice now has Nollywall right behind him. He's not too far off. You can see Catch still leading from Q Racer, and then 2 Red Die. The pack's so close. 5th and 4th look to be fighting it out. There's the sound, so that's where we got things fixed up. Death Sice now leading from 4th position. Catch in 1st. Q Racer and Death Sice look to be side by side as they come into the first chicane. Catch though has a dominant lead, almost keeping that 9/10 of a second. Good buffer for him, so that's not going to be too bad. Hitting the second part of the Mulsanne straight. We'll come down to the second chicane right now. Tetra Rouge, though, will probably catch out a few people. I expect it usually does. It's one of those corners that catches you off guard. Here's Catch, though, leading the pack. His lead has dropped by 3/10 as some of the cars behind are using the slipstream. Q Racer using it nice and effectively through the second chicane now. And Q Racer's just run a little wide. 2 Red Die made the corner, so did Death Sice. I think Q Racer there is just readdressing the situation as he would have gained a slight advantage. But good sportsmanship there from QE. This is it. Now we're coming up into a nage. It's a 90-degree corner that can catch a lot of people out. Apologies for the slight lag there. 2 Red Die, though, has Scythe right on his tail. Can Scythe make a move? He can't. It's that was advisable. People do tend to go for overtakes there, but it never really works out for them. It's just one of those corners. You can see a lot of people, though, getting caught up by it. Goof just misses out. Fams, Klecky, and Dead Space as well getting caught. Sebastro just manages. And when the Audi's out the back there getting caught up in the sandpit. And Cracksnake 2 is down now in the second spot. We're just watching Klecky. It's Daniel as we head up towards Indianapolis for the first time this race. And it's another one of those corners that can slip people up. Here we go now. I do apologise if you were watching earlier. We did lose audio early on, but we've managed to get that fixed. So I'm glad I can call the action for you today. 2 Red Die and Death Sice, though, have not given up on each other. Just excuse that lag. That's about to be disappeared as we will go from watching the recording to a proper recording just as we come around this first lap now. So I've managed to get it all slotted together nicely. 2 Red leads, second from Scythe. Scythe from Q Racer, but Catch still has that dominant lead over the rest of the pack. It looks like he's nice and comfortable in the current position he's in. There we go, that's the first lap now complete as we come up to turn 1 and 2 for the second time. Catch leads us to the Dunlop chicane. Here we go. We've now switched over to the proper recording. So Catch leading though from 2 Red. and welcome everybody that has joined us for today's stream. You're always welcome to join us. I always love having company with me today. Close action at the moment. The boys can't seem to... They're just fighting constantly with on-track position right now. And I'd just like to say welcome, Rocky. Stay strong, never give up. Totally, man. Carl's here. I know I specifically made sure I did this a little bit later for you, Carl, because I know you like to watch these at work. Q-Racer, though, getting the slipstream on Death Siphon 2 Rare. This could be a change for 2 positions. Q-Racer, though, looks up on the inside. Death Siphon is as wide as he can be. 2 Rare keeps that second spot. Q-Racer, though, is going to benefit. Again, we'd imagine down the second part of the Mulsanne Straight. You can see Gnarly Walls there by himself. Emula and Goof had a false start. We think we'll get a replay of that shortly for you. Dead Space just trying to not touch Kingy there. They did a very good job. I think it was just out of control. But you can see Goof and Emula right next to each other, line abreast now as they come up to the Mulsanne corner. Goof has the lead in 7th from him. Kingy down in 9th, and you can see he's going to get another spot taken from him. Dead Space as well. Looks like Dead Space will drop back in behind the GTR and take the slipstream for better effect. Here we are, second chicane now. Oh, looks like one of the boys just got a little bit too loose. Just caught the end of that. And here's Q-Racer, 2 Rare, and Death Scythe just fighting for it. There's all 3 of them. Are they going to fit into Mulsanne? They won't. You can see Q-Racer's come around there mighty quick. Dead Space still leads this pack of 4. So there's lots of little action going on all through the tracks. They've all gotten to their little packs. Yellow flags out as there's someone off. Looks like Kingy got around the outside there of the Viper. Goof is charging through. I think we've got one of the cars just disconnected from there. So he's just sitting there in 14th, but he will be ghosted from the game. So there's not going to be an issue, but that's what a yellow flag was for. Now the boys are following in formation, coming up towards Indianapolis and then Anaj. It's Klecki taking the lead. Goof just trying to block the run of Klecki. Here we go. This is where it all happens. Silvestro's down in 11th as well as he comes up. We're going to get a replay of the start. Watch the Viper driven by Goof. I think he's on the 3rd or 4th row. You'll see he just nudges forward, I think, just before the green lights. There we go. So he would have got a little bit of a penalty for that. Cars did have to avoid him. I think Goof just let the field go around him. He did the right thing there. So the stewards might pay that in consideration and not give him a drive-through penalty. But Goof, this is where he is now. He's up in the 9th spot, and he's following Dead Space and Kingy through the Porsche curves. Left to right. They've got to get the rhythm right through here, otherwise they can lose a lot of speed. They're coming down now to the end of lap number 2. You can see Dead Space just taking that corner a little bit wide. They're very liberal with the track limits here, especially in this competition. They will not get penalties from the game itself. If there were to be any penalties, they would be handed down by the stewards after the race. Goof, though, just unsighted from Kingy, and it looks like Fams and Kingy also had a bit of contact there coming through the Ford chicane. Dead Space will take the advantage, though, and grow his lead in 7th spot. Let's have a quick look. Let's see what happened to the Viper. Goof coming around. Looks like it was just understeering a little bit. As he tried to make the next turn, he was unsighted by that GTR, and Goof has just hit the barricade. But there you can see the damage. There's the aftermath of what's happened. Catch, though, leads by 5.6 seconds. That's looking out the back of his car. You can see how far away he is from the rest of them. He does ride for Rockafella Racing, of course. But that's an impressive lead after only 2 laps. We're on the 3rd lap right now. 2 Rare and Q-Racer are our top 3 drivers. As Catch here brakes for the first chicane on the Mulsanne. Looks like he's nice and clean through there. 2 Rares just coming in as well. Q-Racer and Death Scythe. Death Scythe gets on the inside. That's a great move from the driver from Stronger Together on his other teammate, same team, Q-Racer 31. But Q-Racer's not going to give up. He's trying to put that Volkswagen in space. and he's going to try and take the inside line now for the second chicane. This could be the best spot to be in. Deathscythe had nowhere to defend it. Here we are side by side next to each other now. Under braking, it's going to be a game of chicken. Q-Racer's just pulling back onto the racing line to open up the corner. That's probably a very smart move. Under braking now and into the chicane nice and cleanly. Just hitting the curbs on the side. Let's take a look. That's Q-Racer just getting up alongside Deathscythe there, using the slipstream to full effect. And you can see he just slotted back in on the racing line to make that next corner an easier target. Q-Racer, though, will have to keep defending. And we can see 5th and 6th are starting to be a little bit of a battle. The Jaguar there, driven by Gnarly Walt. 7th and 8th is Kalecki in 8th for the Honda. Hashtag escape velocity. That was all about the announcement today for announcing the SFR GT challenge. Kalecki drives for Full Attack Motorsports as he looks up behind. King is getting the slipstream. That's huge boost of speed for the GTR. Is he going to get it around him? He does as they come into the Mulsanne corner. Can Kingy get it rotated? I think he's done a very good job of doing that. And Kalecki's just had to concede and let Kingy take that. This is the move. Look how much speed Kingy was just gaining from driving right behind the slipstream. It's really effective down here, and Kingy's done a great job of keeping his GTR in control into probably one of the most toughest corners of the circuit. So he's up in the 8th spot from 9th. That was fantastic. And no worries, Vic. I enjoy this racing, and I'm sure everyone out there will as well. So it's my pleasure to bring you this to you today. There's our man in 13th, Cracksnake 2. I believe he is the first. He's one of the newest guys on the track, and he's driving for Rockafella. Catch has a nice lead, 5.6 seconds, 5.7. He's been able to keep that nice and consistent now through the 3rd lap. And he's hitting the Porsche curves nicely. 2 rare as well. Q-Racer and Deathscythe, though, they haven't let up all lap. Pretty much since the start of this race, it's stronger together racing, battles and dueling all over the place. Oh, Q-Racer gets it all wobbly around the end of the Porsche curves, and he's had to take to the runoff area. He's just avoided an accident. And here's Chubbs and Gnarlywall as well, fighting through the curves themselves. Kingy's just starting to build up that lead. Let's see what we can see what Q-Racer's done wrong. The car just got very happy around the corner here. Oh, he's hit the grass. That would have set him off, I think. And, yeah, well, it's actually we were riding on board with Deathscythe. Deathscythe kept it under control. Q-Racer just hit the outside curbing there. His car wanted to turn around. First pit stop from Q today. He was started on the mediums. Again, there are no, compounds that they have to use. There's no mandatory compounds. There's no mandatory amount of pit stops. So the strategy can be whatever they come up with. So we usually see some pretty inventive and interesting strategies from the guys out there. Sir Chubbs and Gnarlywall now. They're neck and neck through the S's just past the Dunlop Bridge. Coming through Tetra Rouge right now. Keep your speed up through here, and then they'll hit the Mulsanne straight. It's going to be a great run for Gnarly. He might try for an overtake. He's going to get that slipstream from that Corvette in front, braking through the air. Gnarly has less air for his car to punch through. Look how effective the slipstream is here. Look at the massive amount of speed he's gained. And actually, I think these two are just bump drafting at the moment. Sometimes a controversial technique amongst some fans of GT sport. Some people allow it, some people don't. But it actually benefits the both of them, as they can keep up higher speeds, and Gnarlywall can stay within striking distance of the man in front because he halves the slipstream down the straight. You can see just how effective it is here, and he's so much quicker. The torque of that Jag just pulling him in, and the slipstream's doing a fantastic job as well. That's what we mean by bump drafting. And the Callaway Viper there, Corvette, not Viper, coming through the second chicane right now. Q-Racer's down in 6th. He was our first man to pit, changing his compounds. Kingy in 7th at the moment. He's looking kind of comfortable. Kalecki behind him for Full Attack. And there's Goof, had the false start and let the pack go around. Emula as well in 10th for the Honda NSX. And that's your top 10. Catch, though, leads us still 6.9 seconds. He's just growing that lead every turn and every corner he takes. and 2 Res in chase, but it's looking to be a futile experiment. Here comes Chubbs and Nollywood still coming through the Mulsanne corner now, up towards Enarge Indianapolis. Will Gnarly go for an overtake? He'll have the slipstream again, or will he continue the bump draft technique? As you can see though, it's helping them catch the leaders, and I think that's why they do it. I'm not overly versed on the benefits of the bump draft, but I know it works. Thank you very much, Rocky. Yeah, Rocky just said some very nice and kind words. So, appreciate it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Chubbs, though, still leading from Gnarly in 5th. Our third man, Death Scythe, is just by himself, and Gnarly has had the opportunity to make an overtake, but I think they're pushing each other up and closer to the leaders, as they're just using the bump draft to full effect. Q-Racer the first to pit. We're on lap 4 right now. And back to our top 10. We can see there's a battle going on between Emula and Dead Space. And Dead Space is taking the wider corner. Silvestro's just missed his braking marker there. And he's run very wide. Very, very wide at Indianapolis. Cracksnake still in 13th. Chubbs and Gnarly, though, through the Porsche curves, fighting for everything. Maybe they'll go into the pits at this moment. We don't know. Will they follow each other in? Catch is actually going into the pits there. We can see notification on the screen. He was also starting on the medium compound. Chubbs and Gnarly, though, they choose to continue on, so they're going to gain a few positions now as they start lap 5 and hit through the 4 chicanes nice and cleanly. Here goes Gnarly. Well, looks like he got a better run off the corner. I think he's still going with the bump draft at this moment, though. You can see Catch is dropping down the order. But that 6-second, 7-second lead he had's really going to pay dividends by the end of this race. Gnarly Wall still following the man in 3rd, who is now Sir Chubbs in the vet, coming up to the Dunlop Bridge for the 5th time. Through the S's and Tetra Rouge onto the straight, where Gnarly Wall might go for an overtake this lap. I don't know. Back to a replay. Here's Silvestro at Indianapolis. He just lost it. Missed his braking marker and he's run wide, but he didn't cause too much of a calamity there, so it was racing as normal. 2 Rata Die leads now by 5.7 seconds. That's also going to help him in his position when it comes to the pit stops. I don't know if it's enough, though, to come out in front of Catch, who's actually running 5th right now and has also been in the pits. This is on board with Catch. Just listen to it. See now, just jumped on to Gnarly. Gnarly still behind Sir Chubbs. Looking at the back of the Jag. You can see Catch is just coming through the chicane right now, so you can see the distance isn't that big. If Catch can just grab the back end of the slipstream, then that's going to be hugely effective. Q-Racer also being one of our first guys to pit as well. He's in 6th spot. Kingy remains in 7th for now. And he's driving that GTR nice and clean. Goof as well, had a false start. Emula's in 9th. Dead Space is your top 10. Silvestro 11th, and Klecky's down in 12th at the moment. Silvestro, he run off at Indianapolis the lap before, so he's going to try and avoid that now. Cracksnake just finishing his lap in the Toyota there, so he's just putting along at the moment, getting some racing hours up. But people of all disciplines and skill levels here, but they're putting on an awesome show for us right now. This 2 Rare is leading the pack. The Mulsanne corner, Chubbs still keeps in front. Gnarly hasn't gone for the overtake yet. Catch is gaining. You can see how much time he's gained on these 2 in front. He's just looking off the front camera of Catch. You see the 2 cars just in the distance there. They're not too far away at all. Indianapolis is coming up, looking behind the Jaguar. There's the headlights of Catch just glimmering. More bump drafting going on here with the vet. And coming up to Indianapolis. They'll get this right this time as well. A little bit wide there, almost. You can see Death Scythe just in the foreground as well. So they're not too far away from 2nd position. And Catch is really catching up. It's a proper name to have for Rocky there. He's catching the pack. in what we like to call the Green Machine. Driving for Rockafella Racing, and there's a Stronger Together Racing car of Q Racer as well. So the announcement today was that the new league at the SFR GT Challenge has just been announced. Registrations are now open till December 21st, so they'll go through all those applications once the registration closes. If you'd like to be a part of it, you can go and find them on their respective Facebooks, the SFR GT Challenge Facebook, or Full Attack Motorsports, Rockafella Racing, or Stronger Together Racing. All the info you would need is there, and I'd like to thank them for organising such an awesome league. And at the same time, we want to do it for chronic pain, depression, anxiety, all those sort of things. Hashtag stay strong. And as a chronic pain sufferer myself, I am very happy to be a part of it. And yeah, it's a good thing to have, especially like if you're going through something like depression or chronic pain. There's a community of people around here that are going through similar things. So if you need any help, we're always there to talk as well. But at the same time, the racing they put on is fantastic. And if you'd like to join them, make sure you check them out on Facebook. So Sebastro's maintaining 12th spot. Cracksnake in 13th. He's obviously learning the track, but he's doing a fantastic job, and he's got some great spirit. Two Rat leads in the Mustang. He's got 6.6 seconds on everybody else. But Death Scythe, there's only a small gap between him and the fight. Chubbs has gained on him. Looking out the back of Death Scythe's car right now. Chubbs using the bump drive there. You see, again, the slipstream is super effective into the first chicane. He's not going to look for a move. He's going to stay behind the man in second. And he's going to keep up with that slipstream. Oh, it looked like the vet there just got a little bit loose. Would have had to do some correcting procedures on the wheel. Just watching a replay here of Catch get past 5th spot. Gnarly just had to concede one more position, and that's 4th spot right now for Catch. Death Scythe remains in second into the second chicane. Chubbs isn't as close this time, but looks like he was using the bump drive to full effect as well. Catch is coming through. He's on the chase. And Gnarly Wall there is in 5th. Q-Racer's not too far behind in the Volkswagen. But our man at the front right now is the Mustang of Two Rare. But remember, he does have to pit. So he's a little bit out of sequence with the likes of Catch and Q-Racer right now. So things will definitely be shaken up once they have to hit the pits. Death Scythe, oh, he's just overcooked it through there. He's had to correct the car. He's done a fantastic job, but it's going to give Catch a huge move to take around the outside. That's 3rd spot for Catch right now. Death Scythe loses it. That's 4th for him right now, but Catch just pouncing on the mistake as Death Scythe just lost a little bit of concentration there on the Mulsanne corner. It's a difficult one. Death Scythe now looking to get around him. They're racing. Coming up to Indianapolis, he's backed off a little bit, but looks like that Aston is absolutely flying right now. It's in what you would call beast mode, and he's doing a fantastic job back up into 3rd. And remember, he's been into the pits, so Catch will probably go for a very long stint, I'd imagine. But thank you to everyone that's watching us right now, watching us on replay. This is the SFR GT Challenge, and it has been officially announced today. Registration's open to the 21st of December. All information is on their respective Facebooks. But the race continues with Catch now looking to take 2nd spot away from Chubbs. Chubbs will have to pit as they hit the Porsche curve, so Catch is on a fantastic flying lap. And he will be in the overall lead of this race right now. He's just hasn't had any mistakes. Chubbs, though, takes 2nd spot. Looks like he's gone a little bit wide around there. He's had to cut back in on the track. He'll get away with that a few times, but he won't be allowed to, maliciously use that to gain an advantage. And Chubbs pulls off, peels away, and he's in the pits. Death Scythe follows him in. Q-Racer doesn't because he's already pitted. And there's Gnarly Wall as well. Oh, he's just overcooked it. just lost image there. You see, just hit the barricade on the way in. Hopefully he didn't damage the car too much. Otherwise, that's more time lost in the pits. He's catching 4th. This is where the mistake happened. Deathscythe there just overcooked it through Mulsanne. A lot of wheel correction there. He did well to get the car back under control. But Catch was pouncing. It was like a leopard to his prey. It was all over it. Soft tyres for Gnarly. So Gnarly's trying to get in some quick laps right now. Not sure how long they're going to last. But Goof and Kingy are in. They're on separate strategies right now. So we'll see if they swap tyre compounds. But again, there's no mandatory compounds, so they can choose whatever they like. Pit crews are waiting and ready. Kingy is in on his marks. So is Goof. Goof, you can see he's been in the walls a little bit with the false start. There was another incident on the last few corners as well. Kingy's just come out of the pits right now. And Kingy will take 7th spot, just in front of Emula there. And Goof is also leaving. Looks like he just got out in front as well. He's in 9th spot, ahead of Klecki, who has just finished the 6th lap. Too Rare, though, is yet to pit. He's on a very long stint. His lead, which was almost 6 seconds, is dropping now. It's down to 3.3, and you can see Catch is ready to pounce once again. We're halfway through this race. Don't you dare go anywhere. This is just heating up. And as the pit stops, we'll rotate through them. We're going to see some very interesting endings here. Maybe some are going for the 1 stop. Maybe some will go for the 2. The likes of Gnarly, though, he was on the soft tyre, so I'd imagine Gnarly's going to have to take another stop. We're on board with Deathscythe right now. You're right, Alexander, they also run enough fuel to get to the end. So there's no fuel saving required as well. I don't know, I'm one of those people that is of the opinion that fuel conservation in a race isn't fun to watch, let alone do it yourself. While it does mix up the strategies a little bit, I think it takes away from the racing a lot more than other strategies. But racing different compounds and having free range of that, I think, is a fantastic idea. Because we've seen some really inventive and left-of-field strategies from some of the guys over the recent weeks, and things you wouldn't even think of doing. Everyone has a different interpretation of it, and it's really brought out some great strategy and some great close racing towards the end as well, as they take advantage of the free range of compounds. So, lap 7. 2 Rare leads from Catch, Q-Racer 3rd, Chubbs in 4th. He's had Deathscythe with him now for a while. Gnarly is down in 6th. He's hit the pits. He's on the soft tyre, but I don't think they're going to last too long at all. And then we've got Kingy in 7th and Emula in 8th. Let's go back for a replay here. We're just watching Chubbs. This is where Chubbs got it on Deathscythe. Again, using that slipstream to full effect. Coming into the first chicane, bump drafted. Maybe Deathscythe was pushed into that a little quick. Sorry, we're up into the Mulsanne corner. And I think the bump draft there has that actually might have caused the issue with Deathscythe. So that's interesting. Chubbs was trying to do the right thing, I think. But I don't think Deathscythe was expecting that extra speed. You can see how wide Chubbs has gone through there. Deathscythe has kept it within the track limits. And 2 Rare has finally made his first pit. And Q-Racer is back in as well on lap number 7. So he went for another medium compound run. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Very interesting strategies. We've seen guys on the hards. We've seen guys start on the mediums. We've seen Gnarly here go to the soft. So the strategies are they're everywhere, and I love it. It's something great to keep an eye on. Catch, though, leads now 18.2 seconds. Absolutely dominant performance from the man in the green machine. So Chubbs, 2 Rare, and Deathscythe, though, they can't be split by much as they come across the Dunlop Bridge and up towards the S's and Tetra Rouge. It's going to be a huge battle as they hit the Mulsanne straight, I would imagine. Deathscythe is chasing. Gnarly Wall as well. He's got the quicker tyres. Can he use that to great effect? And when will he have to pit? I'd imagine it'd have to be soon. You can see he's just done a best sector now. So those tyres are really kicking in for him. And he's going to be putting in some good times. It's a long lap. So he's going to have to look after those tyres. Emula's in the pits. He was on the mediums as well. And Dead Space just coming around the Ford chicanes. Start lap 8. Catch. And then Sir Chubb's in second. Little gap. 2 Res not too far behind. 1.7 seconds. And then Death Scythe is just under a second behind him there. So these guys are fighting it out and all out and out for podiums. No one has won it yet. Anything could happen. They're all running different compounds. Gnarly's on a hugely fast lap as well on the quicker compound, but it will wear quicker. So let's see where Gnarly can come out by the end of this. The Corvette leads the pack down the Mulsanne straight. Everyone's slipstreaming each other. And you can see Gnarly Wall now just gaining a lot of time and speed and distance on the back of Death Scythe. He's right on his gearbox as they come through the second chicane, and they get through there nice and cleanly. So Rocky has just advised me that he actually needed to top up a little fuel. That's very rare, but it wasn't obviously a lot. You must have been pushing that thing like crazy. But if it eats fuel, then that's something that you're going to have to look out in the Aston. Look at this. Gnarly tried around the inside. Death Scythe, though, kept it running around and did it around the outside. And Gnarly in the Jag just had no reply there and had to drop back into position. Catch at Indianapolis, 17.2 seconds. And we've just been told it eats fuel. But very rare for the boys to actually have to even put a drop of fuel in. So they're not racing fuel at the moment. It's racing strategy and racing your skill, as the balance of performance is also on as well. Q-Racer there is just starting to catch the back of the pack, and podium for Q-Racer is looking likely if he can keep up this pace. Oh, very wide from Death Scythe. He almost disappeared into Never Never Land. He just reappeared around the barricade though. Gnarly Wall looks like he's got the torque and the speed to make the move. He's on the outside. He's going to have the outside line. You can see they're neck and neck right now. Death Scythe, Gnarly Wall. Will Gnarly Wall win it? Death Scythe trying to go around the outside. He's kept 4th position. Gnarly's going to have to go around again. The crossover's happening. Death Scythe getting pushed out wide. There's only enough room for 2 cars through the Porsche curves at the moment. And it looks like Death Scythe has just kept his foot down. And he's had fantastic grip through there. Gnarly should have tried. Oh, we've way too wide from Death Scythe. A little bit of a wobble there. He's done a fantastic job again of correcting the car. Q-Racer, though, pounces. Just another leopard for Stronger Together Racing, pouncing on its prey. And Death Scythe, again, a second mistake this race that we've seen. Let's see what happened. Very quick through the Porsche curves. He's run very wide. I think he's hit the sand trap. Tried to put it back onto the track and oversteered a little bit. He's done a fantastic job of correcting it, but he has lost another position now down into 6th spot. So we're on lap 9 of 14, and the action hasn't stopped, but our man in the front, Catch, has a huge lead of 17 seconds. If anyone is a fan of Catch out there, he's looking like the man to beat today. Gnarly Wall has worked hard all race, and he's up into 4th spot right now on the quicker tyre. The Canadian Q-Racer in chase. Kingy just getting through Goof as well, who had the false start, and he's back down in 8th spot right now. But he did the right thing at the start and readdressed it. And fortunately, we didn't have any accidents off the standing still grid. Here, the Full Attack Motorsport boys. Klecky. Here's Sebastro. He's made a couple of mistakes himself today. And Cracksnake doing a fantastic job in his first race. But anyway, Catch is out in front. The lead has dropped slightly. But that's not going to worry him too much at the moment. He's just got a huge lead on the rest of the field. They're not even going to be able to catch his slipstream. He's just that far away. And if he can keep this flawless performance up, Catch is not going to have a single issue. Chubb's in second. He does have competition behind him though. There's 2 Rare in the Mustang. He started on the medium compound, I believe. Here's Q-Racer though, looking for it. Just looking off the back of Q-Racer. Now at the front, you can see how close he is to the back of the Mustang. Best lap there from QE as well. So QE's obviously pushing this lap. I wonder if he's looking to hit the pits again, or he's on a long stint now. He should be on a long stint. I'd imagine he can get to the end of the race from here. He's already hit the pits up twice. He's ever going to get the move done though. He did. Q-Racer with the better speed through there. And that's the podium spot for Q-Racer right now. 2 Red just had to let it slide. And Gnarly just overcooks it again on Mulsanne. It's one of those corners which can just catch you out. And the man in the Jaguar has just had to pull up the car. He's slowed it down a hell of a lot. But we can see right now 2 Red looking to make a move on 3rd place. QE, they're going to be line abreast once again. 2 wide coming up to Indianapolis. And it looks like 2 Red's made it done. He's made that look easy. Under brakes through. Q-Racer though. Oh, much better getaway. 2 Red just got a little bit sideways again. Q-Racer gets the 3rd spot back. And that's 2 position changes in 1 lap with these 2. Fighting going on everywhere through the packs. Here's 5th and 6th as well. Looks like Gnarly has death sight for company. So can Gnarly keep the lead from him? This is our first position change. This is where 2 Red just got the move done on Q-Racer. Q-Racer just slotted in behind. He went for the wider line though. Indianapolis, he got the inside. The crossover was beautiful. And 2 Red just getting up on the curbing there, getting a little bit leery, a little bit too hungry on the acceleration. Oversteered it, but he did correct with some fantastic correcting procedures. And our leader, Catch, has hit the pits. So he was running the medium tyre. Looks like he should be able to run a medium again. We'll keep an eye on that one. But he will drop down position, but he will not have to pit again. As we're just riding on board with 2 Red through the final 4 chicanes right now, finishing lap number 9. Here we go. You can see all the cars right now, they're battling for podiums. Anyone could win it at this point. Catch has actually exited out into 3rd position. That's how much of a lead he had. That's going to be really advantageous come the last final laps. Here's the Jaguar defending death sight behind him. I don't think the Jaguar was driven enough by people. It's one of the cars I like to drive myself. I think it's one of the most underappreciated GT3 cars. I think it's a beautiful car to drive. Catch has changed it up a little bit too from his normal car, driving the Aston Martin. And as we heard from him before, he said it was a little bit hungry on fuel. But 2 Red is looking to get the slipstream off Catch. Let's see if he can do anything with it. SDR Goof has just entered the pits himself. Medium tyre looks to be the tyre of choice, as he's come back out on the medium as well. Into the first chicane they come. Catch leads cleanly. The Corvette of Sir Chubbs now has the race lead. He does have Q-Racer for company behind, and then the rest of the pack. This is looking at the back of Chubbs. You can see the gap between him and Q. That's 2 seconds. And this is off the back of Q as well. That's also 2 seconds. So the cars aren't too far from each other. You can see the slipstream now is working wonders for the Mustang. Top end. But it wasn't straight and long enough for 2 Red. The corner came too soon. And Catch was able to maintain his 3rd spot as he just kicking up dust on that unused portion of road on the outside of the truck limits. This is actually a public road, believe it or not. So when the Le Mans 24-hour comes around, this part of the road is closed down. There's people that live along the straight as well. So you would have some of the best seats in the house to watch the Le Mans 24. We're not doing quite as long today, only a 14 lap race. Alexander's telling me he wanted to avoid a 13 lap race. Is that because of the bad luck that comes with 13? Alexander, let me know. So it was a slightly longer race, but it definitely made for an exciting one. Lap 10 now. We've only got this and 4 more laps to go, and we will have a winner for our first SFR GT Challenge event. Again, announcement today, SFR GT Challenge open to all, and registrations on the 20th will end on the 21st of December. So make sure you visit them on Facebook and get your application in. You can also enter your own team as well if that's the way you wish to do it. We're we're doing it basically for chronic pain, anxiety, depression, all that terrible stuff that comes along with it as well. And yeah, it's going to be a great community. Q-Racer, look at that. He's tried to just test the track limits. Very wide through there. That's going to give Chubbs an absolutely great opportunity to take the lead, and he does again. Q-Racer just made a small mistake, but he was very lucky not to get the car spinning round and round as he's hit the sandpit. Chubbs and Q just following each other very wide through that last corner, but they'll be quickly running out of track and tyres. If they go too far, there's actually a sand bunker there, so they're not going to want to do that. Gnarly's in for the second time on lap 10, and so is Q-Racer. Looks like Q was on the soft, so was Gnarly, so they're on the same strategy here. Catch has moved himself up in the second spot, and Chubbs will take the lead as we've got 2 gentlemen in the pits. Here comes Death Scythe around his end of his lap, and he's in 4th spot right now. Chubbs leads us through the Dunlop Bridge. Catch is in chase. Catch is in a very good position to get the lead here. New boots on for the Jaguar. And his lollipop is up and he's away. He'll enter the track in 6th spot. You can see from 7th back, it's looking a little bit quiet as these front runners they're on their own little level today. They're on a different level, but the guys back behind them as well are also having close battles. So it's great to see racing from all skill sets, and great to see it's so close after so many laps. There's Cracksnake. He's doing a great job. I do appreciate people that start the race, and even if they're not on pace with the front guys, I do really commend the guys that just continue with the race. You can see he's getting the blue flags now, so he's doing the right thing, and that's not easy to do sometimes, to find the best spot to let the front runners overtake you, but Cracksnake's done the right thing there, and he's letting the back markers go as he's getting the blue flags. Let these guys race and continue on while you get more experience, and hopefully we'll be seeing Cracksnake well up at the front, as there's plenty of competition to go on. Kingy just got it all wrong through, where was he? He was just at the S's before Tetra Rouge, and look at Dead Space. Dead Space has come out of nowhere right now. He's going to attack. Kingy's under fire. That mistake has really hurt him now. Dead Space is going to have the slipstream, and that's going to be a massive advantage for him right now. Is he going to bump draft, or is he going to go make for the move? Looks like Dead Space is maneuvering to get into space right now. Will he try it for the first corner? He's getting ever and ever closer. He's on the gearbox right now. He's not going to be able to make it in. Is he going to go under braking? He keeps it in behind. He's being a little bit patient here, which is a smart move from the Rockafella Racing guy. Just cuts that corner a little bit liberally though. Dead Space looking though to catch Kingy now. This will be the opportunity to do it. This is where Kingy made the mistake. He's just understeered off at the S's there, and he rejoined the track, and you can see Dead Space was just flying up behind him, and now it's over 2 seconds gap, and the lead now has dropped to 0.8 of a second. Dead Space, oh, looked like Dead Space almost went flying off himself through the second chicane. Kept control. Chubbs is just picking up dust as well. Catch those in tow, and Catch is looking very comfortable to get the lead right now, coming up to Indianapolis. Catch has had a flawless race. So we're at the Porsche curves. Sometimes part of this track they look very similar from similar angles. Catch there just touching the side barrier, sparking up a little bit. That's not going to be too much. He's Should avoid damage there. Didn't look too malicious. Chubbs and Catch side by side through the corner. Coming up to the pit entry now. Does Chubbs need to pit? Will he peel away? Catch won't need to though. No, they're going to continue fighting now. So lap number 12. It's neck and neck between first and second. Through the final chicanes. Hit the timing beam. Catch gets a good run out of the final corner. He's going to get him before turn number 1. He's done a 3:58. Side by side into turn 1. Down the front straight right now. Catch is going to have the outside line. But Chubbs concedes before the Dunlop chicane. And that's first place for Catch. Catch now, I'd imagine, will start pulling away. That's fantastic stuff from Rockafella Racing's Catch. No one's been able to match his quality today. He's on form, that's for sure. This is where it all happened. Sir Chubbs trying to make his vet the widest thing possible. Looks like he lost a hell of a lot of speed through the first chicane. And coming off the exit there, Chubbs just struggled to get traction down. And Catch was all over it. And there you can see the vet just coming into focus as he gets the overtake done before turn number 1. The vet is still with him though. You can see Catch is trying to break that slipstream. A little bit cheeky there from him. Coming into the first braking zone now. Chubbs is in chase, but we think Chubbs needs to pit again. Lap number 12 or 14, so there's not long to go if they want to make a move. Death Scythe is in 4th for Stronger Together Racing. Q Racer as well. He has the Jaguar behind him, but it's not going to be an immediate threat for now. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Kingy, though, still has Dead Space with him, and Dead Space is looking hungry for that 7th spot. And he's been in the wars a little bit. You can see the after marks of that on the front of his car. So he's made a couple of mistakes, but he's trying to fight back right now. Goof as well. Goof might be someone to watch as we come towards the end of this race. And Silvestro will take into the pit lane now. And he was on the medium tyre. Here comes Klecki. And there's Cracksnake taking up the final position. But at the front, where the story is happening right now, it's Aston Martin versus Corvette. Aston Martin has just been dominant today. And there is our third placed guy, Too Rare to Die, in the Mustang. Death Scythe is not too far away himself. So they're all down the back end of the track. Q-Racer coming into Mulsanne. Gets it all right there. Kingy, though, he's doing a fantastic job at defending the run of Dead Space. Dead Space has had a lot of slipstreaming, but he just hasn't been able to catch up to Kingy and get the move done. I think he's losing a little bit of traction out of the corners. I think that's where Dead Space is just losing out. But you can see just how much the slipstream's working for him. So he catches up back behind Kingy again. Yeah, just, I don't know if that's lag or something, but it just looks like Dead Space is just a little bit loose coming out some of the corners, and that's just affecting his getaway and exit speed, which is stopping him from making the move. Catch is looking very comfortable through the Porsche S's now. So come to the lap of turn number 12. Sorry, lap number 12. It's very late here, so I apologise. Yeah, he's looking dominant, clean, he's in form, and nothing's really fazed him today. So he's done a fantastic job. Sir Chubbs, question is, does he need to pit? He's Too Rare as well. Is he going for a long stint? Can he get to the end of the race? There's only going to be 2 laps to go. Looks like Too Rare might be able to do it. And so does Chubbs, as Chubbs has not gone in. And there we are. There's our race leaders coming across the timing beams right now. Starting the penultimate lap. Catch has built his lead to 3.3 seconds. And Chubbs has a 7-second lead on Too Rare behind him. So, as we come now towards the final few laps, we're starting to see the final positions sort themselves out. But strategy from Catch has worked. He was a bit of out of sequence with the majority, but it looks like it's worked for him. Q Racer went very early, and I'm not sure if it's actually hindered or helped him, but he's down in 5th spot. I can't remember where Q started, but he should be pretty happy with a top 5 finish at least. Looking at the back of Kingy now, he's gained a little bit of time on Dead Space. Again, I think Dead Space is just struggling with tyres. Oh, Kingy's made another mistake. That's going to be a huge move for Dead Space. It doesn't matter. Dead Space has made it work. And that's 7th spot. He just kept errorless. And this is what Kingy's done. Kingy's coming through the Porsche curves. Looked like he understeered coming through the left-hander here. He went a little bit wide. Sorry, that cut too quick. But he went a little bit too wide, picked up a bit of dust, and I think he's just lost all grip coming through the left-hander. This is it again, riding it on board. See, he's understeering through this corner as well. He come way too narrow into the turn in there. He should have, because of the understeer, the turn before, and he couldn't open up the left-hand corner, understeering into the sandpit, and he's lost a spot to Dead Space, who's been working hard on it, and he gets 7th spot. Looks like Emula's in the pits. He was on a soft compound that stint, but wonder what he'll go for now. He's lapping. He's on lap number 13. Only 1 lap to go after this one. I think he's going for another soft compound there, so he should get some quick laps in from Emula for Full Attack Motorsports. Chubbs is just watching that Aston Martin disappear in front of him. The lead is now 6 seconds. Too rare to die as well. He's got a nice comfortable gap at 6 seconds in front. Death Scythe, though, only has 5 seconds to catch in front of him, and you can see Q Racer now is pulling in the other Stronger Together Racing man, who's 4th in front. Gnarly's done some very quick laps today in the Jaguar. He's just been unable to get the car at the front of the pack. And there's Dead Space, just using all the road possible and just picking up dust on the outer edges of this public road turned racetrack. And Kingy as well. He's just trying to stay in the slipstream. And there's Goof. He's stayed in 9th position most of the race, and he should get a slipstream off the back marker of Cracksnake in front. Emula on the soft tyres, so he's expecting some quick laps come the final lap, and Klecky as well is hitting through Tetra Rouge as well. Cracksnake, again, props to you, bro, for getting through the full race today. That shows how committed you are to the racing. I enjoy it. Here's the onboard from Catch. Turn your volume up and enjoy his skills as he goes through and starts the final lap here at Circuit de la Sarthe. This is the Dunlop chicane right now. And there's the iconic Dunlop Bridge. We'll pass beneath it. The S's. Keeping his speed up through there nicely. As he exits the S's, comes through Tetra Rouge for the final time. Chubb's in tow, but Catch has too much of a lead. Chubbs has also built his lead on 2 rare. And Q Racer, who also hosts the events, was telling me with the numbers, the lap thing, he just likes even numbers. That's fair enough. There's a lot of people out there like that. And it's easier to test the events. So, yeah, Q does a lot of work behind the scenes, making sure tyre wear and fuel wear is at the most entertaining levels. Big shout out to Q Racer from Stronger Together Racing for doing that. Because without you, buddy, we wouldn't have these fantastic races to stream, and the guys wouldn't have these good races to compete in as well. So the hard work is very appreciative. Look at Goof, though. Goof. Goof is doing a fantastic job. Here we go. This is the back end of Dead Space. You can just see how much speed Goof has in his Viper now. Last lap, I think 8th position is going to be taken from him. Oh, and it will. That's a mistake from Dead. And he's dead in the water there, Dead Space. He's been forced into an error through the S's, and Goof was able to put the pressure on at the right time and take 8th spot. You can see Dead Space just understeering, couldn't make the turn, and there goes Goof. His next target will be Kingy, who's only 3.1 seconds up the road, and now he'll get the slipstream. This is the view from Goof. As you can see Dead Space just missing the apex there. The car's just understeering immensely, and he was spun around there, and 8th spot had to be conceded. Goof, though, he's just come out of nowhere. I don't know where he's appeared from, but he's appeared with all this extra power that he didn't have before, and he's absolutely flying. Catch has also increased his lead to 10 seconds on the final lap. So he's got a nice little buffer there in case he makes a mistake, but he hasn't done that yet. So touch wood. I have no commentator's curse there. Gnarly, though, looks to make a move on Death Scythe. Gnarly could get the move here. They're going to be too wide again. Scythe just trying to walk him out off the track. Gnarly's doing the same thing. Coming into the corners now with the Porsche curves. And it looks like Gnarly just gets it on the inside. And he gets the crossover done. That's a clean move from Gnarly on the final lap with only meters to go. But here's our winner with a checkered flag flying for Rockafella Racing. That's first position from Catch. Congratulations. Sir Chubbs in the Corvette will take second position. Too Rare in the Mustang third. Huey, great finish for him. He's up into 4th spot. Gnarly did a fantastic overtake there at the final moments, getting himself a position upwards. But Dead Space with the mistake at the S's there. He lost out. 3rd place is Too Rare, and there's where Gnarly Walk came in 5th. This is the move that did it all. The last few corners, he had to try something, and he did it very cleanly. Death Scythe here tries to walk him off track, tries to cut in front, make his car wide, but the car just drifted out a little bit too wide. Gnarly had the grip, and he could get the power down a lot quicker, and he made it stick for 5th position. Just waiting now for the rest of the pack to come through. Here's Goof. 2.5 seconds now. The gap between him and Kingy is closing down. Keep an eye out, Kingy. This could be drama here at the death. Looking at the back of Kimmy, you can just see Goof is just appearing there. His headlights are menacing. That's going to be putting Kingy off. Look at this. Look how fast Goof is. Goof is flying. This could be crazy. 7th spot could be on the cards for Goof. Kingy's going to have to watch out. I'm sure he's seen him in the rear vision mirror now. We're coming up to the last final 2 corners. Look how much speed Goof is gaining. Kingy turns in. It's not going to be enough. Goof tries to cut the corner. Again, the last 2 corners. Kingy still has 7th spot. Kingy's going to try around the outside before it. Checker flag flies. Close finish there. 3/10 in it. Goof managed in the last 5 or 6 corners. He managed to gain 2.5 seconds. That was absolutely fantastic. Beast mode. Couldn't have done that better myself, Goof. And there's 9th spot for Dead Space. So he's dropped back another spot. So that all happened during that final lap. Cracksnake just getting out of the way of the back markers, letting them finish. Doesn't want to ruin their race. That's great sportsmanship from him. Here comes Emula for 10th position. So clean race for Emula. He'll be looking to improve on that next week. Checker flag for him. 11th spot for Silvestro. He was majority of that race was in 12th, but he was able to jump someone in the pits, I think. Here comes Cracksnake as well. He'll be down a lap, but he finished the race. And Klecky is our final man out on track, and that's 12th position for the Full Attack Motorsports driver. But a fantastic race all around by everyone. Catch winning, Sir Chubb second, 2 Red Eye in third. But thank you very much to the SFR and the SFR GT Challenge. Well done to Catch. Fantastic race from you today, buddy. But just like to say thanks to everyone that has watched us today and tuned in. Couldn't do it without you. And don't forget, the SFR GT Challenge is now open to all. Registrations closed 21st of December. All the information on Rockafella Racing, Stronger Together Racing, and Full Attack Motorsports, I will also share them at a later date as well. So you can get all your information you need. Applications for anyone. Don't forget, we're doing this again for anxiety, depression, and chronic pain. It's a great community. Get involved, even if you just want to talk to some of us. We'll be there for you, but hashtag stay strong, hashtag escape velocity. SFR GT Challenge is now open, but that was fantastic stuff today, guys. And thanks to everyone who organizes it, and the racing, and the drivers themselves. And thank you out there for watching. Couldn't do it without you. But as always, guys, my name is Josh from Demo 1 Garage. Hopefully you enjoyed the race today. I can't wait to bring you more SFR GT Challenge. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. So bye-bye.